Well, good morning, 6:01 here on a Wednesday, and it is the start of a brand new neighborhood in downtown Vancouver. Plans for the last chunk of land to be developed along North Falls Creek are going to be unveiled this morning. That is where Greg Harper is standing by live with more. Greg.
Kyle, this has been prime real estate for years, and this is an area that is going to change considerably in the near future. 4 towers, at least 4 residential towers are going to be built, 2 of them on the west side of the Cambie Street Bridge, another 2 on the east side of the Cambie Street Bridge. This is also a project that will include retail and commercial space as well. Concord Pacific will be releasing more details about this later this morning. You can actually go to the development company's website and register to buy one of these condos. And this development comes with an agreement with the city. Concord has agreed to sell the city some land at an affordable price so that social housing units can be built, perhaps 300 units. This in addition to the 4 towers. And this is in addition to what Paragon Development has planned. And that is to build an urban resort, which includes 2 luxury hotels, a conference center, and a new Edgewater casino. This is still being reviewed by the city. So when could we see all of this a reality on both developments? 2016. Kyle?
All right, thanks for that. Greg Harper reporting live this morning in downtown Vancouver. Well, some have complained Vancouver lacks a major public square like many cities around the world, but that is on the verge of changing. The city has 3 ideas for redesigning the art gallery's North Plaza right off Georgia Street. It's used for rallies and protests, but plans call for a more wide-open, inviting space. The options include an illuminated ring over the plaza. Another design would collect rainwater in the ground, creating the illusion of standing in a reflection pool or ice rink.
It's an urban square where Vancouverites come together to celebrate, to protest, to demonstrate, to have fun, to participate in public events. And really Vancouver's lacked that for many years, a central public space in downtown Vancouver. So from my point of view, this is an opportunity to rectify that.
The redesign will have no bearing on the art gallery itself, which is likely moving from its current location. The city is holding one more open house on the plaza renovation on Saturday at UBC Robson Square. It's also asking for feedback on its new Talk Vancouver website. A Vancouver building with a lot of history has gone up in flames. Fire broke out yesterday afternoon at the DeRosier block on Hastings, where Gastown meets the downtown east side. The 2-level building is vacant upstairs with a convenience store on the ground floor. It's been used for retail since being constructed in 1901. The cause of the fire is unclear. A new apartment building in Coquitlam was evacuated last night after someone discharged pepper spray in one of the units. Police believe it happened during some sort of criminal activity. No one was hurt, but fire crews spent 2 hours decontaminating the building. There's no word on whether the people who live in the suite will be facing any charges. Those residents are apparently well known to police. Well, it wasn't a murder, but homicide investigators are looking into the shooting of a well-known man in Maple Ridge. Franz Prokop survived an attempt on his life back in August, despite being shot in the head a number of times. The realtor was showing a home near 240th Street. The suspect is a South Asian man in his 50s who wears a turban and walks with a limp. He has a beard, a round face, an accent, and drives a dark pickup truck.
I can tell you now the priority is to keep Mr. Prokop safe and to identify who this suspect is.
The home Prokop was showing once housed a drug operation, but police have not linked it to the shooting, nor have they linked the attack to a civil lawsuit filed by Prokop. He claims the son of his former girlfriend stole a winning lottery ticket from him. Prokop served as Maple Ridge councillor in the 1990s. A building manager of the Surrey Tower, where 6 people were killed, says she warned the owner of the 15th floor condo that she believed the unit was being used for drug dealing. Tracy Carruthers testified she suggested fireplace repairman Ed Schellenberg service the unit rather than his young nephew because of the questionable behavior of the people inside. Earlier, her husband testified about finding the bodies of Schellenberg as well as 5 others inside the suite. The Crown says Corey Havisher, Matthew Johnston, and Michael Lee plotted to kill a rival drug leader and murdered the others, so there will be no witnesses.
We were only there for 3.5 weeks. When this happened, I knew something was going on and people knew about it, and now it's out in the open.
The Crown alleges another tenant with connections to the Red Scorpions gave his fob to Havisher, Johnston, and another man to gain entry to the building. This is day 2 of the U.S. government shutdown with no signs to an end. Lawmakers from both parties suggest this could go on for weeks. President Barack Obama has canceled 2 stops on his upcoming trip to Asia because of the ongoing issues with Congress. The shutdown is centered around a fight over Republican efforts to kill or delay the new health care law by attaching the measure to an emergency spending bill. Many U.S. federal government functions are in limbo, including national parks, veterans claims, and even website updates.
Congress has the responsibility to pass a bill to raise the debt ceiling so that the United States does not, for the first time in its history, default on its obligations.